commit to an action. Everybody got that?
Yes.
Okay, good. And Amy's time is 15 to 20 minutes. President.
Thank you, Bill. Mark Skipper's speech today is entitled, "Take the First Step, I Dare You." Mark is delivering a 15 to 20 minute motivational speech on taking the first step towards reaching your dream. Mark says, sometimes it is scary, even horrifying, to think about your audacious goal or dream. Can I do it? What if I fail? But he says, don't stand still. Dare yourself to take that first step and watch your dream come into focus. Then, into reach, and finally, into reality. Mark Skipper, take the first step, I dare you. Take the first step, I dare you. Mark Skipper.
Do you remember where you were on June 17th? Let's take a second to think about it. Where were you on June 17th? Well, I know exactly where I was. I was at 5300 Glenwood Avenue in Golden Valley. I was at a Boy Scout board meeting. I'm standing at the podium, and I am giving the fundraising report as I do at every board meeting. I'm going through the report, and then I started talking about this new fundraiser that we're going to be doing, which is called the Double Dog Dare. In this fundraiser, we rappel down a 23-story building. Now, I thought to myself, I actually did this 4 years ago. I'm going to do this again. This will be exciting to do this a second time. All of a sudden, I almost felt like I stepped out of my body as I was reading this report, and I started then having doubts. And I said, but then again, I did this 4 years ago. I'm now over 50. I have pains in my hip. I don't know if you saw the movie Gunsmoke, and Festus, little old crepey guy, he walked. Well, that's how I walk sometimes now with my hips. So I said, I can't do this. There's no way in the world that I'm going to be able to scale down a 23-story building. I kept saying to myself, but I really want to do this. I really want to do this. Mr. Toastmaster, guests, and of course, Toastmaster members. What I want to talk about today is taking the first step. When we have dreams and goals, you have to take the first step. After I completed this experience, I really thought about all the things that I thought and I felt throughout the course of that. And I saw that it really related to a lot of fears that I have had in taking the first step with goals and dreams that I've had before. So as I go through and I share with you the experience that I had, I want you to think about what goal you have, what dream that you have. At this moment, you haven't taken the first step. So I talked myself into it. I said, you know what? I did it 4 years ago. Regardless of all those other things, I'm going to do it again. So the first thing I had to do was I had to raise $1,200 in order to do this rappelling event. So I made up my list of people that I was going to contact, and one of the first people I wanted to come to was my very best friend, Mike. Mike and I met back when I was 23 years old. I had just moved to Muncie, Indiana, working for the Boy Scouts of America. And I knew Mike would be an easy sell for me, right? My best friend. We've known each other now for 30 plus years. I said, Mike, I'm doing this event. I need for you to pledge to help me to get to $1,200. Mike smiled and he said, no. I said, Mike, quit playing around. I need you to help me do it. He said, no, man, I'm not helping. That really made me take a step back and think. You know, sometimes when we have goals and we have dreams, is what we believe we really want to do, there are going to be people that are close to us. our friends, our family, people we work with, they may not buy into what you want to do. And irregardless of what other people think about your goal and your dream, you personally have to believe it. And you personally have to go for it and go after it. That also taught me and told me one thing as well. You have to be very careful with who you share your dreams with. Because you have to remember, your dream is your dream. Your vision is your vision. They don't see what you see. So you have to be careful who you share those with. So I raised enough in order to actually rappel down. So I get there and I give a little bit of training. And I felt pretty good because there were some people around me that actually knew what they were doing. That was not the time to have the guy that this was their first day on the job tying the ropes around you as I'm looking down 23 stories. 23 stories. A little scary. But I surrounded myself with people that had the same vision that I had. People that believed what I believed. And people that had already experienced it. And that gave me courage. That made me feel good about what I was about to do. So now I'm ready, right? I'm taking a deep breath, and I'm right on the edge of the building. The wind is blowing. It's a beautiful day. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful day. And I take the step back, right? And I have my hand on the rope. I look down. I see nothing but ants down there. And I say, okay, let's do this. And I take that first step. And boom! I swung into the wall. Imagine the first things I was thinking to myself, and excuse the French, what the hell am I doing? That is my first thought that came to mind. What am I doing? I'm over 50 years old. I'm trying to scale down a 23-story building for what? A fundraiser? I could just give them the money. There was no reason for me to do this. So all those doubts that I had back when I was standing in that board meeting, I was talking about my age, and I was talking about the pains that I was having in my hips, they started coming very fast, very fast. But I took a deep breath. I grabbed the rope, grabbed the top of the rope, then I put my feet back on the wall. I said, okay. So I regained my composure. There's going to be times when you have made that decision to take that first step to achieve your goals, to achieve that dream, and you're going to slam into the wall. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things that might even hurt. But you have to regroup. And you have to realize that happens. Anything that's worth doing, there will be times where mistakes will be made, but you just have to regroup. So I regroup. I started just taking one step at a time, going down slowly. It was a little different from the first time, because the first time I was younger, so excited, zero pain in my body, and I was moving pretty fast, but this time I said, okay, I'm just going to take it nice and easy. Just go steady. So there I go. I'm going down the wall. That's 21 stories up right there. But one thing that I noticed that as I took every step, it actually got easier than the last step. And with every step, I was getting closer and closer to reaching my dream. And my dream at the time, I wanted to be Rank Brown. Honestly, that was my goal. I wanted to be on the ground as soon as I possibly could. But once again, it was not like that first step that I took. When I slammed into the wall, each step got easier and easier. Once again, no different than any big goal that we have or any dream that we have. Well, this right here, this is a look of excitement. I was opulent. I was happy because now both feet were flat on the concrete and I was living. It was interesting because this time I actually started thinking about things like, what if I fall? I didn't think about that before. But that kind of happens when I dream too, right? What if I fail? What if this doesn't work out? But I made it. And I was excited and happy. Now some of you might say, well, Mark, you're different. You know, you're special. And let me tell you, the first thing I would tell you, you're absolutely right. I am very special. But I would tell you that you are very special as well. That there's nothing that you cannot accomplish if you decide that you're going to do it. So the question is, what have you not taken that first step on? What dream or goal do you have that has been with you now for years that you want to do? That you just have not taken that first step. Maybe, like me, you wanted to start a business. And you said, I'm too old to do that. Or I'm too young to do that. Just take that first step. Maybe you have been thinking, I want to earn that master's degree. Or I want to go for my PhD. But I have kids. I'm too busy to do all of that. Take that first step. You have the ability to accomplish and to achieve anything that you put your mind to. Remember, you may not be able to share your dream with everyone. You have to find people that believe as you do in your dream. You have to continue to take one step at a time. And every step will be easier than the last step. Take the first step. I dare you.